Hi, everyone. My name is Ray from Ray Led Coaching. Have you ever found yourself stuck in a loop, reacting, overthinking, or doing something you just wish you would stop doing? Maybe it's going to the fridge when you're bored, taking things personally, or avoiding a friend's call because you just don't know how to stand up for your needs and voice them. I used to think these were just bad habits or emotional reactions, but what if those actions, feelings, and thoughts were actually pointing you towards something deeper? That's where the BAN, and the bias, BIAS keys come in. These two tools help reveal two things that make change possible. So what are they? What you believe about yourself, and that would be the bias key, and what your core needs are in the situation at hand, and that would be the BAN key. So we're going to put them together. Let me share a personal example first. I often freeze up when people don't validate my feelings. In my case, I have a strong ability of saying how I feel about a situation. But if someone does not validate or say, oh, wow, I'm sorry, obviously I don't want to hurt you. Let me hear you. And if they're explaining themselves or they're trying to get away from any ownership of their actions actually hurting me, then I tend to freeze up. It's a trauma response and it's hard to break. But I'm guessing there are things in your life that are like that as well. It might not have anything to do with anybody else. It might be that you're bored and you find yourself going to something that entertains you, but it's not really fulfilling you in a real way. Maybe you want some emotional connection, and instead you watch that horrible TV show. But again, it's still not fulfilling you. And so when you do see people, you're like, give me emotional attention, instead of providing that fully for yourself. But if you're going to that thing, your coping mechanism might be freezing up. That's not good, right? I'm not getting what I need, but I'm feeling safe. You might be getting something out of that reaction in a way to keep yourself safe. We're going to show you how to break down a situation that you're like, I don't want to be doing that anymore. How do I stop doing that? First, you have to know, what is it serving you? We're going to start off with the bias key first. Part of the first tool in my confidence toolkit, which is called Take Inventory. I walk you through the bias key because it is a help to know where you are. So taking inventory is really about, first you have to know where you are to make any changes, right? So in the Take Inventory of my confidence toolkit, you focus on one thing in order to reveal it. So if you can imagine a thing that you would like to change, or you just don't want to be acting that way, you don't want to be feeling that way, you don't want to, whatever the looping thoughts are, you don't want to be doing, take that one situation and we're going to go through the bias key. So B is for body sensations and emotions. Let's say in my situation, when I freeze up, before I freeze up, I notice I feel hot in my body, nervous because I'm worried. My throat starts to tighten up because I'm noticing like, oh, I told them my feeling was very vulnerable, but they're coming back with explanations and not really hearing me. And I get confused. Okay, so these are what's happening in the moment, right? So really recognizing, oh, that's what happens when I'm not feeling heard. Okay, so what's my automatic reaction? That would be the A of the bias. We skipped over the I, but we'll get back to it. What's my automatic reactions and habits in that situation? I tend to overexplain, like I'm noticing they're not hearing me. So I'll just reiterate it in different words and I'll keep talking instead of asking for what I need in the moment, or to be like, hey, hang on, let's backtrack. I'll just end up talking too much. So what is the story? What am I making it mean when I'm seeing this reaction back from the person? What are you making it mean about you when you're feeling these feelings, you're wanting to act in this way, something is happening? What are the thoughts that are occurring? In my scenario, I tell myself I don't make sense. My needs aren't valid. It's not okay to have this feeling, whatever it is. Now, the reason I skipped over I is because I is where we want to find. We want all of these, but I tends to be the hardest one. It's an ingrained belief. What am I telling myself about me? What am I saying I am. It's a shame wound, right? So in this scenario for myself, I tell myself I'm stupid. Oh, I can't get this right. They don't understand me. I have to explain myself. Obviously something wrong with how I'm speaking. I'm unworthy to be heard. My feelings are unworthy. I'll never be seen or loved. They'll never understand me. All that kind of stuff. I'll be alone, maybe. That's the first tool that reveals what you believe about yourself in that moment. You heard me, I had feelings and sensations. That tends to be the first thing you can get at, or maybe the story's what you can get at first. You tell a friend, you write it down, you voice it out, record it, and listen to it back. Your automatic reactions in certain situations are really helpful, because if you find yourself wanting to do something, it usually means that the other things are happening as well. Okay. So now we're going to go to bac.k, and bac.k is my key to tool number 4 in the Confidence Toolkit. Tool number 4 is called Care Package, and it reveals the most important part of the care package. So we're going to go through it. It's still BA, and BA are both the same thing as the bias key. B is the body sensations and emotions. My gut tenses, my throat tightens from the same scenario of not being heard or not being understood, not being apologized for, not being recognized, not having accountability for some part of their responsibility. Okay. And then automatic actions are I'm over-explaining and then eventually freezing. So that's good awareness, because I'm aware, like, oh, if I'm over-explaining, I got to stop myself, because I'm going to eventually get to the freeze mark if I don't get what I'm looking for, right? But what is it that I'm looking for? And that's what the bac.k reveals. What are the necessary needs in this moment? I realized I needed to feel understood, validated, heard, and I needed consistency and accountability. When you go back to the bias key, the story and the ingrained belief might tell you something about the context, right? And so the context might be important in finding your needs and being more specific about your needs. I have worksheets to help you. I think the hardest part for people to find out is the I of the bias and the N of the band. And we have a list that will help you reveal those. Sometimes just looking at the list and reading them out loud will help you. Just like having an emotion list, we have that too in a body sensation list. We also have automatic actions that sometimes we forget. It might slip your mind right away. These tools reveal your core needs in the situation, right? The bac.k reveals your core needs in that particular situation. When I name these needs and I stop spinning, I realize my body and behaviors are just trying to help me get what I need. But I have to listen first. I have to really know what that is. Next step is to be able to request it, right? But in an emotional, regulated way. So we have other tools for you to help you get to that next step. But this is the take inventory and then eventually finding your care package, knowing what your needs are, knowing how they get fulfilled. Unconscious mind, like the familiar, right? Our unconscious keeps us stuck in old patterns if we let them. Our unconscious only knows what it knows. It's going to try to get the results as quickly as possible. But when we understand what's driving those patterns, like how the subconscious gets and the unconscious gets those patterns ingrained into our body as a habit, we can finally shift them. And that's what I'll teach you in my upcoming 1-hour mini workshop. You'll learn how to use the band and the bias key step by step in your own situation. Bring a real life example that's been repeating for you. Let's break those old cycles, claim your needs, and build authentic confidence. Sign up now at rayleckcoaching.com/workshops. And let's start listening to ourselves and stand up for what we truly need. Thank you so much for joining me today. And I can't wait to see you there. Bye.